Hey there! In this video, I'll share with you an effective method to determine the empirical formula and the molecular formula of a compound from the percentage by mass of each element in the compound. I'm Orlando Broomfield from Chemistry Core. Let's solve this chemistry exam style question together. Let us set out the solution to our problem in two phases. We'll take 4 steps in the first phase to find the empirical formula, which is the simplest whole number ratio of the atoms in the compound, and 3 steps in the second phase to find the molecular formula, which is the actual number of each atom in the compound. The first step is very straightforward. We will change the percentages given in the question to grams. So that will give us 40 grams for carbon, 6.72 grams for hydrogen, and 53.28 grams for oxygen. The second step involves finding the number of moles in these masses, and we'll do so by dividing the given mass of each element by the molar mass, which turns out to be the relative atomic mass found in the periodic table, which is 12 for carbon, so we divide 40 by 12, and that gives us 3.33. 6.72 needs to be divided by 1, the molar mass of hydrogen, and that gives us 6.72 moles. And lastly, 53.28 divided by 16, which is the molar mass for oxygen, and that is also 3.33. Our third step is to divide all of these moles by the smallest number of moles, which is shared by both carbon and oxygen, 3.33. So 3.33 divided by itself equals 1. 6.72 divided by 3.33, the smallest number of moles is 2, and like carbon, 3.33 divided by 3.33 gives us 1. These numbers are needed now in step 4. In step 4, we will write these numbers as subscripts for these atoms in the compound, and that will give us the empirical formula. So we have 1 atom of carbon, 2 atoms of hydrogen, and 1 atom of oxygen in the empirical formula for the compound. Now we do not write the ones because that is understood. Now to our second phase. The first step in our second phase, which is step 5 in this order, is to find the mass of this empirical formula. To do so, we simply add the masses of each of the elements. So carbon is 12, there is only 1 carbon atom in the empirical formula, 2 for hydrogen, so we need to multiply the mass of hydrogen times 2, and 1 for oxygen, so we need to multiply 16 times 1, and that gives us 12 plus 2, that's 14, plus 16, that's 30. The sixth step is to find the ratio of the molecular formula mass to the empirical formula mass. In other words, how many times can the empirical formula mass fit into the molecular formula mass? And we simply do a division. We are told in the question that the molecular formula mass for the compound is 180. We divide that by 30, and the value we get there is 6. We need this number for our last step. Here we use the value we get in step 6 to multiply all the subscripts in the empirical formula, and that will give us the molecular formula. So the molecular formula for the compound is C6H12O6. Thank you for watching another video on solving problems in chemistry with Chemistry Core. If you were tuned in, you are now able to convert mass percentages to grams and grams to moles to determine the empirical formula of a compound and convert that empirical formula to molecular formula by multiplying the empirical formula by the ratio of the molecular formula mass to the empirical formula mass. Good luck on your exams, and I'll see you next time.